Hi there, readers and writers and learners. How you doing today? Good. Would you like to warm up with one of our Simple Simons? All right, let me pick one from the center of the box and see what we've got. Okay, what do you think? Spoiler alert, here comes the answer. Barbecue beef. Barbecue beef. Do you guys like beef? Some people do. Some people prefer to just eat plant-based foods, vegetarian. Some people like chicken. We all have different appetites. And you know what I like to say? Don't yuck my yum. Because we're all different and we come from different cultures, different types of food in our families. And if you look at someone else's food and you say, "Ew, that's gross," it makes them feel bad about their food. So if I think it's yummy and you don't, keep it to yourself. All right, now back to foundations. Let's do our warm up. Repeat after me, my friends. TUR, capture, chur. TU, spatula, chew. Okay, and let's see. Let's go into our sound alike words. Let me come a little bit closer. Here we go. We've got a few new ones that we'll review, and an old one or two. Okay, what does this word say? And do you have an example? A herd of elephants. Good. And one from this week. Example, she ate the barbecue beef. Word. Example, I would like a stationary bike for Christmas. And remember, there's that A for a bike. Here's the other one. What's the word? And what's your example? I'm going to send you a letter on stationery. Oh, that's so nice of you. Okay, let's do one more. And your example? The number 8. Can everyone kind of make an air 8? Do any of you play a sport where you do either like figure eights, maybe you're an ice skater, or maybe you weave through cones to help with your agility? Cool. All right, and let's get going on a word of the day. Today's word of the day has 2 syllables. Please observe. Syllable 1, syllable 2. The first syllable has a vowel team in it. What's the vowel team? O-I, and what does it say? Oi, like coin. So what is this whole syllable? Moist. And the second syllable is one of our new glute sounds. Sure. Put it together and what do you get? Moisture. What is moisture? Yeah, it's kind of like wetness or like not wet like a lake or a bath, but when there's wetness kind of left on something, there's moisture or moisture in the air. And I felt like that wasn't the best definition, so I paused my video to look it up. And what the dictionary says is water or other liquid diffused in a small quantity as vapor within a solid or on a surface. So an example of moisture might be in the morning sometimes there's like dew on the grass. That's moisture, right? It's wetness on a solid. Or if you fill a glass with water and you leave it on a table, do you ever kind of a cold glass of water around the outside? It's a little bit wet, it's moist, condensation. All right, so let's talk about this word. How would we mark it? Well, I like to use these lines sometimes to help me write the 2-syllable word. But when we mark it, we scoop the syllables, right? And let's circle the double vowel in the first syllable. And let's box in the glued sound. Okay. All right. And next, we need a sentence. So since it's a word of the day, can you come up with a sentence for moisture? There is moisture on the glass. Okay. Which there is that? There's three there's. Yeah, it's got the word here in it. So it's like this, T-H-E-R-E. There is moisture on the glass. Does that look right? Oh, yeah, that bonus rule that when a word ends in F, L, or S right after the short vowel, we have to double it. And then I'll put my period at the end. Okay, so I would like you to grab your student notebook and a writing utensil and go ahead to that vocabulary section in it. And of course, moisture starts with the letter M, so you need to find and open M. You're going to write the word moisture and mark it up, and then write your sentence down below. And after you write your sentence, I want you to make sure you read it smoothly and scoop it with the phrasing. So there is moisture on the glass. 2 scoops. Why don't you pause your screen right here so that you can copy this down into your notebook. Okay, you're back. Welcome back. The next part of our lesson today is our composition, our paper. We're going to do dictation on paper. So you should have your paper that looks like this. And I want to remind you that at this point, any cursive that you know, you should be trying to practice and write in cursive. Okay? This is a really good time to work on connecting your letters as you go. I will still be writing in print just to make sure all of you can read my answers. All right. So let's start with our sounds. We will do 4 sounds. Number 1, chur. Write all the ways to do chur. And I'll do all the sounds and then I'll show you the answers, okay? Great. Okay. Number 2, chew. Write all the ways to do chew. And yeah, there's only one. Don't be like me. I started writing it the way it sounds. I started writing C-H-U. Make sure you write it the way it's spelt. Okay, number 3, shun. There's 2 ways to do shun. Please write them both. And number 4, write all 3 ways to do the sound Okay, here's my answers. T-U-R-E is chur, T-U is chew, T-I-O-N and S-I-O-N say shun, and N-G-N-K-N all say Okay, fix up anything you might need to fix up. And let's go down and do 2 review words. Okay. Your first word is dispute. The friends got in a dispute. Do you know what a dispute is? Disagreement or fight. How many syllables? Dispute. Go ahead. You do not need to mark. Dispute. Check it over. Make sure it says dispute. And number 2, suspension. The suspension bridge allowed the cars to get from one side of the river to the other. Suspension. Sus-pen-shun. Now be careful. There's a spelling option. Shun, we know there's two ways to do shun. So what should you do? Well, you can first look in the part of your student notebook that has all the spelling options and see if it's in there. Remember, spelling options are like around page 50. Look for the S and see if it's in there. If it's not, you can look it up on an electronic dictionary, like dictionary.com. And some people are like, well, if I don't know how to spell it, how do I type it in? Suspend, you would know how to type in suspend, and then you could do the two different options of suspension, and it would say, do you mean this? And then you would know the spelling. Okay, so pause here and work on suspension. Here comes the answer. Make sure you're ready. Dispute and suspension. And it was in the spelling options part of your notebook, so I hope you looked it up to get it right. Okay, let's hop down here to the current words. That means words that are going to have our new sounds, chew and chur. Number 1, nature. I love to connect with nature. Nature. And I do want to point out that sometimes when we have these words with chur in them, sometimes people pronounce it and you can kind of hear a T. Like the word of the day we did, moisture. Some people pronounce it moisture, moisture, because moist, the base word, ends in a T, and chur starts with a T. There's only one T. It kind of depends on your pronunciation. Moisture, I don't hear it. Moisture, I hear it. Same with nature. Some people might say nature, and some just say nature. So sometimes you kind of hear the T sound and sometimes you don't. Just wanted to make you aware of that. Even if you think you hear it, it is still just one T. Okay, so that was nature. I want you to scoop nature. Nature. And box in the glued sound, please. Okay, number 2, the word is tarantula. Watch out, there's a tarantula behind you. Look. Tar, I hear an R controlled. An, I hear a glued sound. Chew, another glued sound. La. And remember, after the chew, if there's an LA or an AL, sometimes it can have a schwa. Tarantula. Scoop those syllables. Box in the glued sound to you. And show me the money. Check it out. Fix any mistakes you might have. Nature, tarantula. And let's go down to sound alike words. Here is your first sentence. I ate a lot of food last night. Ate. Which one is that? I ate a lot of food last night. And numero dos. The box is very stationary. The box is very stationary. Which stationary is that? Okay, here it comes. ATE and stationary with an A. All right, let's do 2 review trick words. I want to make sure you know these. Number 1, favorite. And I like to break it down like this. Fave or it. And then there's something at the end. That's what makes it a trick word. Do you know how to spell favorite? Pause if you need more time. And number 2, strange. Strange. All right, here they come. Check yours to mine. Favorite, strange. And last but not least, here's my sentence for today. That is a natural place for birds. That is a natural place for birds. Pause and finish that because then I'll put the answer up for you to check. All right, my friends, compare yours to mine, fix up anything on your page, and then that is it for today.